For this presentation, I will discuss the Enhancing Resilient Communities or ERC initiative in the Philippines, and I will evaluate it using the Social Impact Evaluation Framework. Simply put, ERC is trying to change the way humanitarian action is carried out. Instead of seeing communities as mere recipients of aid, ERC places them at the center of decision making and resilience building. To better understand why ERC matters, we first need to look at the problem it is trying to address. In many traditional humanitarian systems, disaster-affected communities are consulted, but they are not always given real power in decision making. They may be asked about their needs, but in many cases, the final decisions on planning, coordination, and funding are still controlled by outside institutions. This is exactly what ERC is trying to change. If we look at ERC from a social marketing and social mobilization perspective, ERC is very interesting. What it promotes is not a physical product, but a new way of doing humanitarian action. It encourages institutions to adopt to a more people-centered and participatory approach, while also encouraging communities to take a more active role in shaping decisions. ERC uses newsletters, briefings, and knowledge products to share lessons and build support from partners. This means it is not only influencing communities, it is also trying to influence organizations, institutions, and decision makers. In this sense, it is not only about behavior change at the individual level, it also reflects an effort toward systems change at the institutional level. Now, if we evaluate ERC using the social impact evaluation framework, several strengths become clear. First, ERC is highly relevant. It addresses a real and urgent gap in humanitarian governance, especially in a disaster-prone country like the Philippines. Second, it has a clear theory of change. It is based on the idea that when communities are meaningfully involved, humanitarian response becomes more legitimate, more context specific, and more sustainable. Third, ERC shows strong process innovation. It introduces new ways of engaging with communities and linking community participation with coordination and financing. Fourth, it has a stakeholder reach. It involves many sectors and levels of governance, from local communities to government agencies, humanitarian actors, donors, and private sector partners. And the last, ERC has promising systems change potential. It is not only trying to improve community participation, it is also trying to shift power, improve coordination, and open possibilities for more localized financing and decision making. But of course, for the evaluation to be balanced, we also need to take a look at the initiative's limitations. Based on publicly available information, the evidence is still limited when it comes to formal impact indicators, budget scale, regional allocation, and measurable long-term outcomes. This means that for now, ERC appears stronger as a process innovation than as a fully proven evidence-based outcomes model. Simply put, it has already shown promising structures, participatory mechanisms, and pilot practices, but it has not yet fully demonstrated its long-term impact and scale. Its long-term success will depend on whether these early efforts translate into sustained behavioral change, institutional change, and stronger resilience outcomes for the communities. ERC can be seen as a promising and socially significant initiative. Its most important contribution is its effort to rethink humanitarian action through a focus on community agency, local participation, decentralized coordination, and localized financing. Even if it has not yet fully proven its impact and scale, it still offers a credible model for more democratic and more accountable disaster governance in the Philippines. In closing, ERC reminds us that disaster resilience is not only about emergency response or the distribution of relief. It is also about who gets heard, who has the power to decide, and who has access to resource and power. And that is why ERC is socially important. It pushes humanitarian action simply by helping communities survive. It asks a deeper question. Are the communities really being trusted, empowered, and included in the decisions that affect their community or that affect their future? So, as a final assessment, ERC can be seen as a strong, innovative, and participatory model with high potential, but it still needs stronger public evidence on long-term outcomes before we can say that its effectiveness is fully proven. Even so, as a reform effort, it offers an important vision for more rather community-centered and more accountable disaster governance in the Philippines. Thank you.